Trendjacking is exactly what it sounds like, but to benefit from it, you have to be quick. Let me explain and then show you how you can take advantage of it, whether it is a plain vanilla trendjacking or what I like to call inadvertent trendjacking. What is trendjacking? It is the hijacking of a trend to boost your views and or consumption of the content you create. This content can be a YouTube video, a podcast, a blog posting, or whatever. It's when you take advantage of a hot trend or news item to get more views than you normally would. Usually, that viral boost will only last for a short period of time. But, and this is a big one, it will introduce your content to loads of people who normally would not see it. And hopefully, some of them will binge on your content and come back for more and maybe buy something from you. It's a way to introduce your content to those who might not otherwise see it. News outlets do this all the time by preparing obituaries of famous people so that they are ready to go almost immediately when they get news that that person has passed away. They don't call it trendjacking, but I think it is. Now let's look at some examples. Example number one. Let's say you're an excellent chef and your specialty is creating dessert recipes that not only look gorgeous but taste better than anything on the market. Your content could be a blog, a podcast, or a YouTube channel. It doesn't really matter for the purposes of this talk. It will work the same. Now, let's say you really do have the world's best chocolate chip cookie recipe and techniques, but no one's ever heard of you. So when folks do a search for chocolate chip cookie recipes, your name doesn't show up, or if it does, you're fighting with Martha Stewart, Rachel Ray, and or Jamie Oliver for the click. And we all know who's going to win that battle. Sorry. Now, you also have a recipe for chocolate chip cookies with peas. You're the only one who has that gem, so you could definitely win the click on that one if anyone cared about a recipe for chocolate chip cookies with peas. Sadly, there are no searches for that recipe. Then, one day, a reality star goes on a talk show and reveals that she lost 20 pounds in 2 weeks eating, drumroll please, chocolate chip cookies with peas, and she adds that they are delicious. Now you know what happens next. All of a sudden, without you doing anything at all, your chocolate chip cookie with peas content takes off. What's more, after your readers or viewers consume your chocolate chip cookie with peas content, they look at some of your other content, including the world's best chocolate chip cookie recipe. Now, both of these pieces are getting views that you so rightly deserve. That's inadvertent trendjacking, and most of us are not that lucky. We have to consciously hijack a trend. So let me give you another example or two. And these are from, by the way, my real life. Example number two. Do you remember when for 48 hours or so, quiet quitting was a hot issue? I read an article about it one morning and recognizing that it had potential, wrote a short piece incorporating how I had taken a similar approach earlier in my career, recorded what I had written, edited quickly, and uploaded it. For 4 days, it attracted a decent number of views, and then it died. But it did what I wanted it to do. It got me in front of people who normally didn't see the content, and it gave me an opportunity to incorporate a short bit on what I normally do talk about, i.e. a commercial. I got a few subscribers I wouldn't have had and made a few dollars. Would I do it again? Yes, if the opportunity presented itself. Which leads me to the next example, which may not seem as obvious to everyone at first glance. This will be our example number 3. When President Trump issued an executive order regarding government agencies not using paper checks to pay bills, you might not have been interested. But my accounts payable audience was, and I picked up quite a few new subscribers from that, and again, made a few dollars. Both of these had a short shelf life, but sometimes you get lucky. You want to learn more about growing your content creation business, especially about repurposing content across several different mediums. Hit the subscribe button. We're here to share everything that I've learned while writing 20 plus business books, creating over 700 videos, giving over 1,000 talks, both live and online, and writing over 10,000 articles and blog posts. Example number 4. I started playing a new word game in late 2021. You probably heard of Wordle. This was long before the New York Times bought it. I always try and do something for my subscribers and followers around the holidays, but it's difficult, and I couldn't come up with anything that year. So in January, it occurred to me that perhaps as a belated holiday gift, I could teach a few people how to play this new Wordle game. I made a short video on how to play Wordle and update and uploaded it. It was 7 minutes and 13 seconds long. I should have made it a minute longer, but that's another story for another time. Anyway, you can probably guess what happened next. It didn't perform much better than the rest of my videos for the first 4 days, and then it took off, and it is still going strong today. Let's see how you can incorporate this into growing your content views. So, how to make inadvertent trend jacking work for you. If you have an inadvertent success that has legs, as I did with Wordle, capitalize on it. As soon as you realize you have a winner, create related content and post them, spreading them out every day, 2, 3, or 4. Don't create 5 or 10 pieces and then post them all at once. They will compete with each other, but get related content out there as quickly as you can. It took me 4 days to realize that my first Wordle video was taking off, and it took 4 days for my first Wordle video to take off, and another 2 days before I realized it. Once I did, it took me another 2 days to get another video up there. Going back to that chocolate chip cookie example, if you had a recipe also, for example, say chocolate chip cookies with Brussels sprouts, get something written and recorded and uploaded as quickly as you can. The fascination for cookies and vegetables is not likely to last forever, so you need to take advantage of it while you can. Let's talk about how to make regular trend jacking work for you. The trick here is to identify the trend and create the content as quickly as possible. For there will be others who will be doing the same thing, and you will have a serious advantage if you can be that first mover, especially if the trend dies a quick death, like interest in quiet quitting. Just in case you aren't reading between the lines, so to speak, this is definitely a time when perfection is the enemy to success, to quote Winston Churchill. So don't spend too much time trying to make that piece of content perfect. You want to capitalize on your first mover advantage before the fast followers with their bigger budgets and bigger staffs show up with their more polished content. You have the distinct advantage of being able to identify these trends if you know your industry well. And that's how I was able to capitalize on that executive order news. And to be honest, that's the best way to identify trends. But if you can't, there's always Google Trends to give you a boost. Go to trends.google.com and see what's trending on the web and on YouTube if that's where you're posting your content. You can do some searches on the site. Now, to be fair, sometimes there just isn't a trend to capitalize on. In fact, more often than not, there won't be. That's when you have to rely on your skills and knowledge to keep your content creation business thriving. And we're here to help. Click on the link that has appeared on your YouTube screen for the latest insights to help you grow your content creation enterprise. Good luck.